continue to deliver your program here. We're here with you Mondays to Thursdays, and indeed we go up until 12 midday. Welcome to Straight Up. It's Tuesday, November 28, 2025, in the year of our Lord. We're coming to you live from the studio here at UWI Mona campus in the parish of St. Andrew, Jamaica. The numbers to call 876-212-9824, 876-462-0919. Those are the numbers to call. And to advertise with us, please call our sales agent at 876-427-9955. You can also send us an email at our sales department at newstalk93fmsales@gmail.com. We have special offering for you as well, so you can give us a call and we will be only too happy to, give you a special package. Remember that we are still asking for hurricane relief for the victim, and Hurricane Melissa has devastated Jamaica. Jamaicans' families needed food, water, and shelter now. All right. So we're asking every single soul who can make a contribution to do so. All right. Please do so. And indeed, it will be a joy to our ears and to our eyes to see our people back up on their feet. So this morning, we're going to be taking your calls starting at 9:35. At 9:35, we'll begin to take your calls this morning. And certainly, we will also be having a spotlight guest at 10:10 this morning. Our spotlight guest at 10:10 this morning will be former Minister of Local Government, Noel Butch Arscott. And of course, we had a discussion yesterday, Colin and myself, Bell, we had a discussion. We were talking about the whole business of how do we build out housing for our people? And of course, we hear the talk of the container housing, but we posited a different view, and we went back to what was called the sites and service. That was an initiative, I think, from back then in the 70s. And former minister heard the discussion. He thought it was a powerful discussion and so on. And we'll get his view on it. And other things, just basically the recovery aspect and so on. He had served as local government minister before, so he would know the lay of the land in terms of ODPM and so on. So we'll get his views. And I'll tell you what, that I'm trying my utmost best to get through to the present Minister of Local Government as well. That's Minister Desmond McKenzie, because indeed we have an open microphone to all, right? Whichever side of the aisle you sit on, we are indeed interested in talking to you. So we are not afraid, and let me just say that we have no interest in badgering any one of our guests. We treat all guests with utmost respect, and indeed, that's what we want to do. So that said, let's get straight into the program. Get straight into the program and see how best we can deliver for you this morning. All right. So it's now it's it's now 15 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's see how we can get the show on the road. So at 15 minutes after 9 o'clock, welcome to another edition of Conrad Steak. Another edition of Conrad Steak. This morning, we'll look at the whole business of how do we continue to be our brothers and sisters keeper as we continue to build back Jamaica and indeed build back stronger, as the acronym goes. I want to just stay with that this morning. Just stay with that this morning because it's about recovery. We're in recovery mood, as it were. And every mickle makes a muckle. So some people may say, listen, boy, let's say you live overseas. You might say, boy, I don't have much. But guess what? Your dollar is much stronger than the Jamaican dollar here. So when you give $1 in the US, you talk about 160, 150 something, 160 Jamaican dollars here. So if everybody give even $1, $10, $5, whatever it is, and of course, those who are able to give the massive donation, the $1 million US, the 100,000, the 500,000, the corporate institution here in Jamaica who can donate $1 billion. We urge you to do so. And indeed, what we're hearing now from our people is that there is a great need for building material. So let's see how we can begin to assist our people with the rebuilding of their houses, right? Of course, the food supplies and all of those things. Water can just never, ever be too much. That's what we're hearing. Water is never too much. Also, in the scheme of things, remember now, as much baby diapers as possible, those things are also in need. We also understand that there are people, older folks, who may need adult diapers and so on. So all of the things are needed. So we urge our brothers and sisters to keep it coming. Keep it coming. And my only call that I am making here, outside of that, is for accountability, fair play. Do not allow this one for us to be into partisan politics. We want it to reach the green, the orange, the blue, the black, and the in-between. Every single solitary person who have been devastated want those persons to be impacted with the relief. By way of the generators, I made a point yesterday that one of the things with the generators, it's very costly to maintain. Can cost you upwards of $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 per day, depending on how long the generator is being run for. So if there is a to our sanitization worker and the team there at the NSWMA. Because when you hear the story of some of these persons who work with the agents, one particular gentleman, I understand, even his uniforms rather, they have been destroyed. And he went out with the one shirt and the one pants and his body. Wasn't expected to be at work, but he turned up. You know what he said? The ED was sharing to me. He said to me, ED, the only thing we may have left, I mean, so he was just showing that level of commitment. And I'm sure there are so many of the workers there at the Solid Waste Management Authority and other organizations who are so committed. We know that the police officers, they have been out there. It's just such a darn shame that we still have a few police officers who are just going about their business with so many questions have to be asked. But that's the lay of the land, You will always have bad eggs among the archery,
Wait. And so many questions have to be asked. But that's the lay of the land, You will always have bad eggs among the archery, And indeed, what happened sometimes, some of those eggs are basically weed out themselves automatically. So once again, my brothers and sisters, my folks there up in the hills of Manchester, I know that you have been hit, right? You have not been talked about quite often, but I know that a lot of you have gotten heavy beating there. People are now without roof. People are there trying to get themselves back together. A number of persons who had their little business, those businesses have been flattened. They lost everything. We have the broiler, the chicken grower, or the persons who are in chicken rearing. They have lost their entire production. There are persons who had a little dairy project going. They have lost their animals. So all of those persons have been impacted. We're urging the RADA operation to get going. There's no time of dragging our feet. Someone out of Manchester called me yesterday and told me that, listen, he have been trying his utmost to get some assistance out of the RADA office, and it is like pulling teeth. So, Minister Green, you need to ask your people to pull up their socks there in RADA, right? I raised the question yesterday as it relates to an article that I saw in Purloin and social media, where Pernell Charles Jr., the Minister of Local Government, there's a communique that is attributed to him and his ministry in asking people to register electronically. Mr. Charles, now is not the time for that, sir. It is a difficult task. People are still not able to connect, even with a few gadgets out there. Communication is still a big problem. Engage. You'll have to engage people to go into the field and do what they must. I am also still, positing the view that those persons who are most vulnerable should be removed out of the space. The space must be clean because those spaces are contaminated. How do we fumigate the areas so we avoid the mass spread of disease such as leptospirosis and other and other communicable disease. All right? How do we avoid those things? And we must also remember those persons who are not so well. A lot of medication is needed. And let me pause to pay tribute to our local doctors and indeed the medical crews, our medical missions that jetted into Jamaica since the passing of Hurricane Melissa and have been providing human service in terms of assisting our people with health care. I saw Wickham McNeil, Dr. Wickham McNeil. He is indeed the caretaker, still remain the caretaker, I think, for Northern Trelawney. Saw him in the newscast the other evening along with two other gentlemen, and they were talking about, I think they have about 40 medical personnel to include opticians, dentists, and medical doctors, and others who will be offering things like even mammogram, all sorts of things they were offering down there. And they make it clear that it was open to all and sundry, and they were not about any politics or any one-upmanship. I want to hail Dr. Wickham McNeil and that team that basically came together there. All right? Don't know what the situation were as it relates to other persons that have been found in spaces and did not contact the relevant persons within those community, and persons are crying foul that there are some amount of politics going on there. I'm not even going to deliberate and call names and so on. All I will say is that wherever that raises its ugly head, it must be nipped in the bud. The head of such nastiness at this time must be severed. What am I talking about? Nasty partisan politics that must crush. That must crush. And I tell you something, sometimes the politics is not even coming from the top, Sometimes the politics is coming from even among the local folks. So we're saying that, listen, cease and desist. This is a time to build. This is a time for resilience. And finally, in my view, I really don't think it look appropriate for the Prime Minister of Jamaica and his wife and a large delegation to have jetted out of Jamaica to South Africa to a G20 summit that Jamaica is not even a part of, that G20. I don't think that we need that at this time. It would be interesting to find out what's the cost of that delegation. We'd be very interested to find out. That's Conrad's Take. Stay with me. Don't leave the space.
Wellington Dental, where we know a beautiful smile counts. At Wellington Dental, we offer top-of-the-line treatment, ensuring dental care at its best. With 2 general dentists, 2 hygienists, and a pediatric dentist on staff to meet all your needs. Patients can rest assured of that brilliant, confident smile. We offer a family-friendly facility, providing wheelchair access and a children's play area. Wellington Dental, conveniently located at 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Down. Open Monday to Saturday. Call us at 876-775-228 or 876-413-3691. Wellington Dental, dental care at its best.
Empire Group of Companies is now in the heart of New Kingston to serve you better. At 31 Tobago Avenue, get Empire Stationery and Office Supplies, Empire Restaurant and Hotel Supplies, and Empire Med and Scientific Supplies. Free same-day delivery island-wide. Visit their showroom today. Call 876-906-1965-6 or WhatsApp 876-775-2277. Email empirestationery1@gmail.com.
Make we keep Jamaica clean. Me as if we keep Jamaica clean. Keep Jamaica clean. Our duty to keep our island clean. Mobile to Kingston, sidewalk and beach. Bag it, finish, recycle it, please. Proper garbage disposal, make we do it. Keep Jamaica clean. Keep Jamaica. A message from the National Solid Waste Management Authority.
It's a massive Black Friday sale on blinds for every occasion. 20 to 30% off on the most durable and
Morning, everybody. Morning. Just having a little issue with our video connection, but we still have the audio coming to you from New Start 93 FM, the Conrad O'Brien, straight up on New Start. The computer seems to have frozen here. I don't know how to shut it down, but guess what? Guess that's what we gotta do.
Beautification. Contact your tax office or the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation at 876-984-3111 or 984-3112. Avoid legal actions. Pay your property taxes now.
Kenmore Shoe Manufacturing Company Limited, located in Greendale, Spanish Town. We manufacture custom-made clothes and shoes. For the best quality in uniform, corporate wear, safety, and school shoes, visit Kenmore Shoe Manufacturing Company Limited. Kenmore, the best for sure. Call us today at 876-632-8018. Email us at ken_mor2005@gmail.com. Kenmore, the best for sure.
Host your next event at the UWI Regional Headquarters. Our venue, located in Mona, Kingston, features reconfigurable meeting and seminar rooms, lounges, and lawn space for events large, small, and anywhere in between. Our facilities can be tailored to suit any occasion, from stylish soirees to formal business meetings. Call 876-927-2425 or 876-455-9346 to book your event. The UE Regional Headquarters, where great minds come together.
Welcome back to Straight Up right here in News 93 FM. My name is Conrad Ob Da Fireman. We're going up until 12 midday with your program, your mid-morning number one fix, and we are going to open the phone lines momentarily and invite your calls. We're also streaming live via the Portland Spice TV channel, YouTube channel. And indeed, let me say hi and good morning to all the folks over there in Eastern Jamaica, Portland, St. Thomas, and indeed St. Mary, all across that belt there that we gather, that we have a very, very interesting audience there. You know, lots of people tuning in there. I want to say hi and good morning to Colin and his team as well. The numbers to call, let me remind you of the numbers. The numbers are 876-212-9824. That's 876-212-9824 and 876-462-0919. Those are the numbers to call to reach us right here. And your program, your mid-morning number one fix, right here on the 93. Stick and stay with the 93 FM band as we continue to build out many, many, many offerings to come as we, switch into a new gear right here on the station. Let me also remind you that the numbers to call to advertise with us, and we crave your indulgence here. You know, the whole business of commercial, sponsorship, and so on is always
important. As a matter of fact, it's kind of the lifeblood, or the lifeblood rather, of the entity. So the numbers to call to place your ad and sponsorship here on this program, and indeed the station generally, it's 876-427-9955. Conrad O'Brien is the name, the fireman. We burns. Let's go to the phone line. Hello. Oh, we're not there, is it? All right. So we are indeed anticipating your calls, and the observer here is carrying a picture of Mr. Jimmy Cliff, the late great Jimmy Cliff, reggae and international artist, not basically a street jacketed reggae artist, but Jimmy Cliff is basically all composited, all different genre. All right. We're ready all right. Hello, caller.
Morning, Conrad.
Hi, good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Present, and I give thanks for it, man. Good to be here.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your kind greetings. What's up with you, Africa?
People in Manchester there. What if a family man up there,
Oh, yes? You have Manchester connection?
Yeah, man, I'm St. Elizabeth. My mother come from St. Elizabeth, and my father come from Manchester, I bet you.
Oh, well, what a lovely combination. What's your, if you don't mind, what's your family name? If you don't mind, if it's okay with you.
Harriet.
Harriet?
From Manchester. Yeah.
Oh, yes? Whoa.
You know him?
Of course I do. I do know quite a few Harriets there. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, that's cool. Good lineage, good bloodline.
So you go on.
And Africa, of course, your caretaker, Miss Knight. I spoke to her yesterday, as a matter of fact, and she is expecting a call from you, because she said your phone does not accept calls, so she's asking you to give her a call. All right, she's asking to give her a call.
Yeah.
So we leave it at that. The ball is in your court, right? So give her a call. Good.
You look the man that deal with the rubbish, because them kind of move the rubbish,
Yes. Okay. Good. So the team there at National Solid Waste Management came into the area. Yeah, man. They have been working. The workload has been very, very tough on them. Very, very tough on them.
I told them that go on like no storm never leave Kingston or St. Andrew, so.
No, man.
Them just. Them never know, so the storm lick with hard seeing where the amount of things that the people have to throw to their yard.
No, that's not the point, Africa. What happened, and you have to understand, the focus, and still is, the focus is on the hardest hit areas. And it still is.
We know that, man. We're going to get that.
All right.
We get that. So we are saying, if the players then whenever have the hardest, it takes so long to deal with. You must know all them that will get the hard licking of emergency.
Yes.
When them they go deal with?
Well, they're being dealt with as we speak. They are being dealt with as we speak. They are being dealt with.
Most of the leader them off the island,
Not most, but certainly they.
Who no Ghana G7, Ghana Brazil, and I saw them gone all over the place. G7 who? The G7 people, who then?
I forgot the nations just now, Africa, but forgot the nations, but.
Where we go there for?
What we go there for?
South Africa?
No, that's the G20 summit that is going on there.
G20. Them are who? What them deal?
It's a group of nation Africa that basically bond together, so they are named the G20. So it's not a matter of what they deal with; it's a matter of the country. So they're having a summit where they they are meeting to deliberate on various issues there. All right?
Anyone to concern we?
No, we are not a part of the G20, but certainly, we are a part of the global world. So things that discussed there may have impact on us. But as I was saying, that in light of what is taking place here in Jamaica, I don't know that we had the need to be there at this time. I don't see the need for our prime minister and a delegation to go on there, spending large sum of money to incur that, deal there.
Money that we need here now.
Yes. Sorry, Africa. Let me just urge persons who are trying to call, please don't call my personal number, please. All right. You're interrupting the broadcast, so please don't call me at this time. All right.
So I'm to Tufton.
Dr. Tufton, I gather, is in New York.
New York?
Mm-hmm. I don't know exactly what he is doing there, sir, but I gather he's in New York.
Yes, sir. Me I tell you, so the man then gone all over the place, though. We don't even have to ask about no more of them, The couple when me ask about, gone, in a South Africa big demonstration at the meeting,
Oh, okay. All right, Africa. All right, Africa. Try me back later. I want to try getting a couple here in this segment. All right.
It's good to be here. Yeah.
Every time. All right. So we're taking the call. We're trying to see how much we can pack in this segment here. Let's go to the phone lines. Hello, caller. Caller. I'm not hearing the call. Yes. Yes, caller.
By calling the program and I make mistake and call a different number. All right?
Okay.
No, my apology. No, tell me something.
Yes.
You have, well, you're a journalist. What they want to call it, say journalists are talk shows. Here now. But between you and Desmond Mackenzie, from the point of a journalist, maybe you can do investigation. What happened to the sleeping bags then? Everybody I check them said everybody them check them not get none. Where them did?
I don't know. I don't know where they are. I don't know where they are.
All right, they're Japanese. They bring another thing where you blow up the bag and it charge up by solar. You can charge your phone and get light from it. Everybody I check and everybody I ask, them not get none. Some tent, everybody, they not get none. So where all of them things with it?
I have no idea.
And the government must understand that the Japanese have their people here. And they're hearing. What the hell happening to all of those things? Where them take them? What am I going to do with them? Because we can't ask the head of, Adbem, or so the name. We're sure that he don't know. You cannot ask him. He don't know. He don't know. And if you doubt me, check when Damian Crawford was questioning in the house. He knows nothing. He looked to the ceiling and cast his eye all over the place. He knows nothing. And all the giveaway thing when we see where the private citizens put together and so to help those people. So where them goodies there? Where are they?
So
and you remember said
Marshall. Yeah. I mean, we hear what you're saying. So you're saying that you're asking for accountability. There are things that is said to be here. I don't see anyone talking about the sleeping bags and so on and so forth. I'm not saying that they're not out there, but based on what we're hearing, the sleeping bags, the tents and so on, we have not seen those out there. So I think it's an important question to ask, and indeed, maybe the government will step up to the plate and give the information. That is why, Marsha, it is important. It is important that the government, the executive, speak to people across the media landscape. I've been trying to reach to the Minister of Finance. I'm trying to get on to Minister of Labor and Social Security. I misstated him earlier and mentioned him as the Minister of Local Government. I apologize for that because I was talking about the two-person, Minister Mackenzie, who is local government, and Minister Charles, who is Minister of Social Security and Welfare. All right, so it's all of them should. Sorry, caller. Sorry. So the point I'm making, and once again, I'm reiterating the call that we're asking for these people to talk to us. All we want is information for the public. Go ahead, sir.
Now, this is the reason why they don't want to involve the opposition in anything, because the opposition maybe would know something. So them no want the opposition in anything. We must first remember, in the time of burial, you know, said many of the people them not get none of the aid yet. No. They don't get. Where all of those goodies gone? You remember the fertilizer? The fertilizer come and it go to friend till you find it in a store yourself. When question asks, one of the most ridiculous answer ever given. Somebody said the fertilizer them spoil. Me don't know how fertilizer spoil. These people take the Jamaican people to Papi Shore. What the hell is taking place? Where are the aid that the Jamaican people get from overseas? The Japanese man stand up beside that man Mackenzie and he say clearly it's for the people who are in need. So it looks like nobody is in need. So
all right, Marsha, thanks a lot. You put it out there this morning. We're asking for accountability. Thank you, caller. All right, let's go out for another call as we continue your program here, Straight Up, right here, and the 93 FM band. Hello, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Brad.
Hi, good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I have survived, and I am continuing to survive. I just want to ask a few questions very quickly, because I haven't heard anybody asking. Well, I haven't been listening everywhere, so I don't know if these questions are being asked. I recall in the run-up to the election,
yes,
there was this boast, and we were happy to hear that we have $7 billion in net international reserves. And according to what we know of the NIR, it is for a rainy day. If ever there was a rainy day, it is now. I have heard.
All right, just stick up in there. Just stick up in there, because as you correctly said, you have not been listening everywhere. We have basically entered into a discussion with that. We had Ralston Hyman on it, and we actually discussed it. And the NIR is certainly not for an emergency like this. And indeed, the NIR is being used as we speak, because that is what is being used for the intervention on the dollar. How is it being used appropriately? That's another question. But there is two separate accounts. So the NIR is not for this kind of relief. That's what Mr. Iman told us.
So let me ask this. When they boast that we had when they talk of having enough money in the NIR for 51 weeks of goods and services import, is that talking about the dollar?
No, but
Mr. O'Brien, give me a minute or two.
Go ahead, sir.
They have given us the impression that they have far more in the NIR than is required. That was the boast.
Okay.
And I am saying, whatever it is intended for, the NIR does not belong to the government. Governments don't exist. They are trustees for the people. And this is a time when out of the $7 billion we're in the NIR, them can spend $2 billion at least. I am not saying they must deplete the NIR on a hurricane reconstruction or relief and let the dollar run away. But you can't be boasting that you have more than is required in the NIR. And this happens and people are sleep out in the rain. We can't continue like this.
And you said that people are sleeping out in the rain. And you say it as if it's a joke. People are sleeping in the rain, literally sleeping in the rain. Because people are so tired and have nowhere to go. So when rain fall, people are sleeping at it. And that is why, sir. That is why we posit the view, and we're going to talk to Butch Ascot at 1010 on it as well. We posit the view that the government should get going now with this calm thing as sites and service was, and start immediately. We believe that 5,000 or more of these units can build out over a 6 weeks period, and our people start to get back to a semblance of normalcy. Not going to be total complete house, but at least top and the bottom and sort of things can be in place so our people can start to live again.
And all right. And now that you have mentioned, let's move on from the NIR. I wasn't expecting them to deplete the NIR on that. But the next point I want to make, and I want to make it quickly, I want to call. My information, I checked it over the last 5 years. The National Housing Trust has amassed profits of 80 billion Jamaican dollars. I think the people must rise up, and when I say rise up, I'm not telling people to get violent, but the people must let their voices be heard. Thousands of Jamaicans have applied to the NHD over the past several years, and they have been working and contributing to the NHD, and they have been told that they don't qualify for a loan or for a house. And the little house where them have blow down now, them forget house. No two ways about it. This idea about carry container come sell them. How long the container will last? And the idea is that the rollout is next year.
Yes, we won't get one container house until February next. A joke, we're a joke. We're joking. We are joking. And Sir Carla, the fact is that when you look at what we're understanding, the Prime Minister with a delegation gone to South Africa. For what? When these are the things that, and there's no meeting that the Prime Minister could have, want to have, that he couldn't have online. When Portia Simsimila was Prime Minister, and she had to pop out her credit card and show people because she was badgered about traveling and so on. And the Prime Minister is out at a time when we need him to be here to basically marshalling these things and so on. Our people are out a door.
In South Africa. I have heard people who know.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Hello? Hello, caller? We lost the caller, seems. Caller? Don't know what. I'm not hearing your caller. I don't know what happened. Maybe you mute your phone or something inadvertently. All right. Caller? Hello? All right, we lost the caller there. He was making the point that, we should start the building out of the housing ASAP right now. It can't be that we're going to have our people out there to the winds and fancy of the rain, sun and wind up until February. We are of the view that our people, a number of our people could be housed within the next 6 weeks or so to 2 months. All of these houses, at least 5,000 of them could have rolled out. Not going to be complete units. Hello, caller?
Yeah, Conrad, morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, Conrad, more to know, you say, why JPS are treat we in South Manchester this way? I know, Conrad, believe me, I don't see nothing wrong with more than 2 wire tear down, and we have a school right down there, sir. Down Patchitown Primary. And just, I don't know if a sabotage in a rawa, but we can't see the reason why we don't have no light. Light come to All England, light come to Ellen Street, and we in the middle also don't have no light. We don't understand 1 month now.
What I would say to you, based on what I hear from the JPS, it's sometimes based on the network that you are connected to. So sometimes it would seem as if, hold on, caller, sometimes it would seem as if everything is okay, but it's not. Granted, I believe, and that I think the minister said that he's not happy with the pace at which the JPS is doing their job. Also, we understand that the JPS probably don't have enough money to carry out the kind of repair or rebuilding that is needed, and they are in a bit of a spot of bother because the whole thing was telegraphed by Minister Vaz about their license, and they're unable to go to market to get the requisite funding. So the government will probably now have to stand security. So all of those things are in the mix.
Mr. Conrad, I don't know. Oh God, me have a little small shop in hand, a generator we have to use, and say $2,000 gas can't keep you for the night. You must know how hard it is. And when you not even know no assistant we are gonna get. Say, me just believe to say some sabotage in a gun. I'm gonna tell you why, Conrad. When them in a brush the line, before the hurricane, then say one coconut tree was there, and then the JPS, them people them did say them will cut it down, and the people them say no, them they can't cut down it. And that is the reason why, because the same coconut tree fall down and tear down the same way right there. And them say them not care because when them come to cut it down, nobody they never want them to cut it. And that them are using a sabotage 1,000 more people just because of one people. The school down there don't have no light.
Well, that's a view you're expressing. We have no way of verifying that. But but if
another thing, Mr. Brian, look here. When you go to the people there,
yes,
and you go to assistant, when you go to a minister of labor, they must send you
ministry, not minister, ministry.
The ministry of labor, they must send you a radar. Say certain things are radar, and when you go down a radar say I'm not them, you have to go. So they just have you have to spin around. You don't even know if you can register to get an assistant.
Well, what I know, I was talking to somebody in Mandeville, a registered farmer, and he's saying that he reached out to RADA and he's having difficulty there. You know, he's having difficulty in getting assistance. And that's why I made a call that the Minister of Agriculture, Floyd Green, he probably need to intervene and to find out what is happening at the RADA offices.
Conrad me lose over 500 pounds of chicken in the fridge, and rather people are going to tell me, say, I know the storm caused that. Then if I know the storm caused, we don't have no light.
No, anybody at RADA tell you that would be either foolish, out of order, or basically just need a brain check. Because you're not, hold on, sir. You're not alone. There are literally thousands of people across Jamaica who suffer the same fate that you have. I have to leave you. I'm up on the break. All right? The news coming up. Thanks a lot. Continue to listen. All the best. So come. I mean, what nonsense.
Conrad O'Brien Show. Yes, man.
Live here on Portland Spice TV. It's a pleasure carrying Conrad this morning, you know? Giving you news, views, and reviews.
In an age of corruption, virtue is rebellious.
I'm Scott Carter. Listen to David French on Ye Gods, wherever you get your podcasts.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Windsor Johnston. The Trump administration says it will appeal after a federal judge dismissed criminal charges against former FBI Director Jim Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James. The judge found the prosecutor, Lindsay Halligan, appointed at President Trump's urging, was illegally named. Constitutional scholar Kim Whaley says the decision leaves major questions about what prosecutors can do next.
There's another law that says you can extend for 6 months. There's a grace period if an indictment is dismissed. I think under this ruling, the argument would be there's no 6 month grace period because there was no actual indictment. There was no valid indictment. For Letitia James, she's within these alleged crimes are within the statute of limitations. So I expect they'll just go back with a new grand jury and she'll be facing a similar process.
Speaking in Memphis yesterday, Attorney General Pam Bondi defended Halligan's appointment. A new study from the Pew Research Center shows a growing number of Latinos.
Vineyard is another community too. This is something that we really have to look at as a. So that is I mean, honestly, I am, boy, you ever get hit 2 times, but then 2.
9,900 how much? Man, tell we, you know, how much owes the Prime Minister owe away. As soon as they leave the news, we'll rejoin Conrad Ob. In the meantime, we want to, those of you who never heard Miranda Wellington yesterday, that is an interview for you to listen. May I tell you, she gave us blow by blow description of what took place and what is taking place in Southwest St. Elizabeth. Yeah, man, we spoke to her yesterday. I remember me tell you, it was gripping. Intended to have her on for about 20 minutes. We have her on for over an hour. Remember me tell you, we're going to be posting clips of it. I think the first one we'll go and post is a 7 minutes clip.
800 people died, and he pointed to the reason for that was the infrastructure. No.
Planes was severe.
What you're waiting on?
Yeah? All right. Let's go.
Right, let's say talk about.
Pier container house. I go there. We are going to use our foreign exchange that we're having problem with now to source those container. So what going to happen to we is that we are going to fatten China pocket again by buying 5,000 container home from them. And then Jamaica in a problem. We are saying use the money here. Miranda, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon to your listeners.
We are happy to hear you from your constituency down there in St. Elizabeth. Which constituency is it again?
We're in Southwest St. Elizabeth. Southwestern St. Elizabeth.
And we don't remember of hearing anything from that MP. Tell us some of your areas where you cover.
Okay, so you know the constituency has 4 divisions. Pedro Plains, which is where I live, which was hit severely last year by Hurricane Beryl.
Wow. We lost you, Miranda. We lost her. You know, well, hence we'll be having problem getting any other people them down there, you know, because the thing is stable. You're back with us.
You're back?
Yes, we're hearing you now. Go ahead.
Okay, loud and clear.
Yes. Yes.
We were talking about the places I represent. Well,
yes.
The constituency in which I had run in the last election, which is Southwestern St. Elizabeth, which is the south coast of St. Elizabeth. So I'm right on the coastline. So we have Pedro Plains, Mountainside, Black River, and Brampton. Now, last year we were in the news because we were severely hit by Hurricane Beryl.
Yes.
Especially Pedro Plains, which is the southernmost part of the constituency. So Pedro Plains was severely hit. Many of my neighbors, myself, all of us, flooded, roofs gone. We called out, we bawled out, we cried out. And then, I mean, after what? After 6 weeks, everybody forgot about what we went through. And then 1 year later, just like clockwork, we're hit again.
Right
but this
back.
time, we're right back at zero. And we are hit 4 times worse, 5 times worse.
Wow.
And now almost half of the constituency. Luckily, it was not as severe as in the entire constituency because Pedro Plains and parts of Mountainside was spared.
Okay.
Parts of Pedro Plains and parts of Mountainside was spared a little.
Yeah.
But half of the constituency was devastated.
Rip up.
Downtown was devastated. Black River, we're seeing the scenes on television.
Yes.
We're seeing the scenes on social media. And communication was almost next to zero for the last 3 weeks. It's just maybe about 4 days, 5 days we've had consistent connection with Digicel. Lime, a little bit more consistent.
Okay.
But Digicel, totally gone. We're still without electricity.
Well, it looked like you're going to be without electricity for still some good time to come, Miranda.
Well, that is the reality that we now have to face.
Jesus.
Because when some of our contributors and support system comes into the constituency, they have to bring lights with them, because if they make the mistake of staying down here beyond 4 o'clock, it's pitch black for them heading out of the parish.
It frightens them.
Yeah, but it scares them. So that is I mean, honestly, you ever get hit 2 times, but then 2 lick are very hot? Yes. It's overwhelming.
Places like Treasure Beach is in your constituency?
Yes. So Treasure Beach was hit again. So it's like they're battered. Treasure Beach, Great Bay, we have a lot more flooding this time on the south coast. So many of our homes in Pedro Plains were flooded. Many of our homes were flooded out. And what you find now, heading on the coastline, you find that more of those within the coastline, the communities within the coastline were severely hit. For example, Parity. Now, yesterday we went into Parity, and when I'm telling you, I have never seen such devastation.
Jesus.
It is almost overwhelming. It's overwhelming. It's beyond what I can even describe.
So
what you see in Black River,
yeah,
it's worse in Parity. I have never seen Parity, and this is a fishing village.
Yeah.
So you have several fishing villages along the coastline. So you have Great Bay, you have Calabash Bay, which is made up of Frenchman, Billy's Bay. Those were severely hit. But I think what happened now is when either the eye or the I don't know, some aspects of it had to have touched Parity, because when it touched Parity, Black River, that is where the devastation starts tearing up the whole place.
The high wall.
The landscape.
Come like you get the good part of the tornado.
Yes.
All
Or the
our
bad
brothers
part
and
of the
sisters who
tornado.
may be going through a difficult time at this time, health-wise, in our prayers, all right? Won't mention any name, just a blanket prayer for our people across Jamaica. We have callers on, Madam Producer? Oh, we have our guests on. I'm sorry about that. Well, it's that time of the morning when we segue into our spotlight segment right here on the 93 FM. Straight up with yours truly, Conrad Ob Da Fireman. Indeed, it is Tuesday, today's what? The 25th day? The 25th day of, the 25th of November 2025. And we continue to look at the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. And, you know, we are trying to talk to as many people as possible. We want to talk to the ministers of government, the heads of department, teachers, principal, everybody. We will be talking to them. We are talking to people from the opposition, past ministers of government, and so on. And this morning, we are right in the center, the middle of Jamaica, so to speak, where we find the former Member of Parliament for Southwest Clarendon, and indeed former Minister of Local Government, one Noel Butch Arscott. Hi, Mr. Arscott. How are you doing? Welcome to the 93.
Yes, good morning. Good morning to you and your listeners. Happy to be here.
Indeed. Thanks a lot, sir. Mr. Arscott?
Yes, sir.
Yes. I think you have something in the background there. I'm hearing the sounds coming through. If you can just kind of fade that out for me, please. All right, good. So we're talking. Go ahead. Let's try and navigate.
All right. I'm using my AirPods, so if it is a problem,
yeah, remove the AirPod, please. It's not good for the broadcast.
Okay.
Good. All right. So we are trying to make the connection crystal clear. Go ahead, Mr. Arscott. Again, how are you?
Yes, sir. I'm here now. Go ahead.
Yes, we're hearing it loud and clear just now. So, as we were saying, Mr. Arscott is former Minister of Local Government and indeed the former Member of Parliament for Southwest Clarendon. Mr. Arscott have been listening to all the discourse. This morning, we want to get some understanding or a view from Mr. Arscott. You know, the ADPEM and the disaster relief would have been under his portfolio when he was Minister of Local Government and so on. So he knows his way around the block. First to go, Mr. Arscott, what's your take as to how things are being navigated, the relief and just the handling of the situation so far? Are you pleased? Are you happy with how things going? Or you believe that there could be tweaking here or there? Or any suggestion? What say you?
Let me tell you, I'm really disappointed with the approach of the government, frankly,
and
the way we approach this disaster.
Right?
And I'll tell you in a minute why I'm saying that. I was fortunate as minister to be chairman of the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, SEDEMA. And also, ADPEM also fell under my line duty as one of my key agencies. Jamaica was designated by SEDEMA as a focal point for the Western Caribbean, right? And so during that assignment, I was asked to go to Haiti to discuss with them. This was about 2012. That's about almost 2 years after they had their massive earthquake and the destruction of the capital infrastructure and so on. Right? And with extensive discussion and and insight, I swore that Jamaica would not be caught in the position of Haiti. Right? So one of the things that I did was I came back to work assiduously to upgrade our disaster management act. And I have to give thanks to the leader of the opposition, Mr. Mark Golding, who was then minister, who was responsible for the drafting and the laws and so on, and put a lot of work into and a lot of research into upgrading the Disaster Risk Management Act. And so therefore, when the COVID came, that was the most modern act available to the government of Jamaica to be able to respond to a disaster of that size and scope. Right? And we had in it allowed the government significant muscle, strength, and capacity to mobilize resources to deal with disaster. Because I'll tell you, when I went to Haiti, Conrad and listeners, the streets of Port-au-Prince was filled with UN vehicles, disaster vehicles, volunteer vehicles, all over the place, while the citizens were camped out on the blue tarpaulin, all over the place. Right? The aid was just not getting to the people. Right? And so therefore there was a lack of focus, lack of structure,
coordination,
lack of central management. Right? Now, so we have outlined the law. It's clear. It gives the government the necessary most authority on what to do. Right? The first thing I had expected, looking at a Category 5 hurricane approaching Jamaica slowly, was for the government to declare a state of national emergency to prepare the society for what is to come.
Yes.
Right? Deploy your resources strategically based on the best information you have at the time, so that when the disaster hit, we would have pre-positioned already. Not just chat, but real support, real capacity to respond. All right?
Yes.
Not just a call for private sector man and say, put your bulldozer over here or your front end load over there. Or call for a shop man and say, make sure you have some stock. Nothing like that. That's just garbage. Right? So the country, at the get-go, was shortchanged by the response of this government. Right? I don't know what the minister advised the prime minister to do.
Stick a pin there, Mr. Arscott, former Minister of Local Government. Do you believe you sat in the parliament? There was the week before the election, when the parliament was basically truncated. I think the opposition had to walk out there that week because they were literally shut down. You believe that was a missed opportunity not to have discussed and get these things prepared that you are suggesting now?
Of course. Look, we are a small country. The talent pool is limited. So therefore you need to draw on every experience, every skill, every asset that you need to deal with this monster here, because it was setting up to be the worst disaster ever. All right? I mean, people who have not seen anything don't understand. I mean, I went to the United States, even in Andrew, and saw even the United States had to grapple with these things. So this is not a joke thing. No, we have quietly emasculated ADPEM. ADPEM is supposed to have a group of professionally trained people to focus like with laser beam on a disaster, right? Nothing should be missed. Everything humanly possible should be done to ensure that we have the thing in place and ready. Right now, we see the fiasco there. It became a kind of PR program and a talk shop, and I hear the staff turnover was high, and the compensation was inadequate, and so on. So therefore, even to inspire and have your best to be able to manage. Look, we are in a hurricane, earthquake zone, subject to flooding, all of the major disasters. You know, the volcanoes we don't have here, and we don't. So this is not a joke thing. You see, one incident has wiped out a significant portion of GDP, has sent us back to
about 40% by even the World Bank account.
This is why you must invest in this kind of thing, right? You know, on the side, you know, the vast majority of the population are at roughly about sea level, right around the island people. That's where the majority of the people live, Kingston included, right?
Yes.
Apart from Mandeville, Maypen, and maybe, probably only two capitals really that are away from the sea. So this thing of climate change and sea level rise, and we expect more and more ferocious climate events, are known, right? We have done the simulation of what a tsunami could do to Jamaica with the population on it. So we are joking around. When last year we here we built a sea defense, right? There's one we did that one with some boulders out by the sea stretch.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, all around the country, our population, Sablamar, Black River, right, Montego Bay, Cedars Bay. You check the capitals, all of them right there.
Are
right? Historical, that's what it's been, right? So, you know, so therefore, our focus on disaster response should not be any kind of thing more than highly professional and give it the best opportunity to save our population from this kind of thing that's going to happen.
So Mr. Ascott, you believe that what we saw and even now is that the politicians have inserted themselves in this recovery process rather than allowing the professional to really guide the thing?
Well, that's what I say, because, I mean, yeah, they have been dropping the ball for the past 10 years by emasculating the operations of ADPEM, right? But the framework is there, documented on how you deal with these things. Now, remember now, during all this disaster, you hardly hear anything about the municipal corporations, right? They are an integral part of the response capability of the government, of the people, right? In fact, every parish disaster committee is located in a municipal space,
shared by the mayor for the parish.
Yeah. Yes. And the customers is also part of it. So all our people will be mobilized right down to the district level. For these things, right? Speak with the professionals, put things in place, right? ADPEM in the office of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister already have, look how much thing he has on his plate. ADPEM is just one more of them, right?
Yeah.
Why
do you think the Prime Minister did that, Mr. Ascott? Is it that there is lack of...
Off the top of my head, I think he was not happy with the capacity or the role or the work of the minister. Right? And then therefore move it, because why would you move it? Why wouldn't you straighten the minister? Why wouldn't you give him a proper minister of state, for example, and put some effort there? Because the synergy between SDC, the local authorities, the communities are there in the local authorities, right? So rather than put it inside your office where you have so many things going on, you strengthen what you have on the ground. You have to move the minister in already. Move him, right? And put another minister there.
Or give him, or as you said, give it maybe a situation where you look at somebody who can bring additional capacity there. So you would put a state minister, as you said, to handle and probably give special responsibility.
Approaches, sir. Well, listen, what he did was to remove the acting. Well, been acting for about 10 years. Right? So if the man has been there for so long and he was not performing, why you didn't move him then? Why you wait now and you get a man who knows nothing about, from what I know? I never hear his name mentioned in disaster.
A soldier.
Issues, management issues. As an army man come to head up an agency which require some experience, training, exposure. You know, Jamaica has been at all of the international forums. I went to one forum in Japan, right? And I chaired a plenary session there because Jamaica was recognized for the quality of work it was doing in disaster preparedness, right? The team from ADPEM was there. The team from the Weather Bureau,
Weather branch
were there, right? So we have persons who have been to these international fora, who have been exposed at the various sessions and trained and know, right? These are the people you empower in times like these now to go ahead, put your expertise to work. Get us out of the thing, because the longer we take to recover, to put our people back to normalcy, Haiti is a stark, steering example of what is possible. Right?
Absolutely. Which basically allow me now to dovetail into the other thing, Mr. Arscott, former Minister of Local Government. This conversation, you know, we have been saying, we certainly have been positing the view here that the whole business of how things should be done, you know, we see where the people, even the most vulnerable, are still on the ground there. Shouldn't it be a situation where as much people as possible, you know that some people probably don't want to go, but as much as possible, especially those who are most vulnerable, should have been removed out of the local to avoid the spreading of disease and just to offer them some amount of dignity. We have places such as the Trelawney Multi-Purpose Stadium, and many others. You are in government. You are a better place to tell me additional place that we could have housed our people while we clean the area and so on, and we examine the lay of the land and start the rebuilding process.
All right, so that's a very, very highly technical and tricky situation to handle the mass movement of people, right?
Yes.
But many persons have pleasant experiences. Even those who went to the shelters found that the shelters were ill-equipped and they were just not prepared to deal with them. Right? So moving people to different locations, unless it is that they are in imminent danger, is a problem. I would, for example, go for mass distribution of tents, right? In appropriate areas, an area that you could move people like that, but not way away from their local. So you find secure areas that you could put up temporary facility, right? Or you can upgrade the shelters, those that survive. It would be a multiplicity of. That's why I said you should have pre-positioned your resources, including your military, to help, because this requires military precision and mass movement of people.
Yes.
Right? We used to know about mobilization of people and resources, right? We didn't use that term any longer. But we could mobilize local community with their leadership. They can determine. That's why you have the municipal corporations where we had empowered them. They would have the in-house capability to determine what kinds of decisions are appropriate for the area that could be done. Because you can't stay in Kingston and come with an idea and say, okay, let's move everybody to Trelawney Multi-Purpose thing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The management on the ground and the reaction to the people would be determined by them. Right? So you introduce a level of democracy, participation, bring them aboard. We are working with you. We empathize with you. Help us with finding the solution to suit your own condition, right? And you see, because you get the people's involvement and their participation.
Yes.
In the structure of the SDC, we have community organization going right down to the community level. The CDC, the DAC, the parish disaster, the area management, right? And so therefore, all of this thing go up to the parish level and to the national level as is there, right? Or if you allow our structures to break down over time.
Mr. Arscott, please. Mr. Arscott, please hold the line for me. I'm going to take you back on the other side. We're talking to former Minister of Local Government, Mr. Noel Arscott, about the passing of Hurricane Melissa. And you hear what Mr. Arscott is saying. That is why I would love to talk to his counterpart, the person who now occupies the office, Minister Mackenzie, to understand what is the situation. We're hearing the capacity that he left there and so on and what should have taken place. So we're hoping that we'll be able to get Minister Mackenzie sometime this week to get his view on all of this. Let's go to the break. Suka.
Are you looking for exceptional dental care? Then look no further, because because Wellington Dental is here to serve you. We offer dental care for both adults and children. At Wellington Dental, we know that a visit to the dentist might be mind-boggling, but don't let that stop you from getting the dental care you need. We have trained therapists to help alleviate your anxiety and make you feel so relaxed you feel like you're at home. Wellington Dental, located at 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. We look forward to serving you.
Disasters are a reality. Prepare for any eventuality. Is what this season asks of we. Check your safety carefully before launching out to sea. We can't stop stand, but prepping is the key. We all have a responsibility to protect our lives and families, our homes and our communities. So turn your no into yes. Prepare our land to stand the test. Let's do this for Jamaica's best.
It's a massive Black Friday sale on blinds for every occasion. 20 to 30% off on the most durable and exquisite blinds. Look no further than White Rose Interiors at Unit 32, the Trade Center, 30 to 32 Red Hills Road, Kingston, and Unit 24, G West Center, 6 Crane Boulevard, Fairview, Montego Bay. Don't miss your chance to save on the most durable blinds at White Rose Interiors.
Bag it and bin it, every rubbish in a pan. No dirty up the place, this a we island. So keep Jamaica. Say make we do it, keep Jamaica clean. Beg you listen to me please. No plastic bag, no fear blowing on the breeze. Proper garbage, disposal, recycle plastic, now make it full up in the streets. Bag it and bin it, every rubbish in a pan. No dirty up the place, this a we island. So keep Jamaica. Say make we do it. A message from the National Solid Waste Management Authority.
Kenmore Shoe Manufacturing Company Limited, located in Greendale, Spanish Town. We manufacture custom-made clothes and shoes. For the best quality in uniform, corporate wear, safety, and school shoes, visit Kenmore Shoe Manufacturing Company Limited. Kenmore, the best for sure. Call us today at 876-632-8018. Email us at ken_mor2005@gmail.com. Kenmore, the best for sure.
Property owners, pay your property tax arrears now. Visit your nearest tax office, Linstead Old Harbor and Spanish Town. Pay by cash, debit, or credit card. And take your TRN if you're paying by check. Property tax pays for street lights, garbage collection and disposal, parochial road rehabilitation, and beautification. Contact your tax office or the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation at 876-984-3111 or 984-3112. Avoid legal actions. Pay your property taxes now.
The following hour is brought to you by Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Wellington Dental, providing dental care at its best.
Guess we have Mr. R. Scott on. Let's continue with the discussion with our guest, Mr. Noel R. Scott, former Minister of Local Government. Mr. R. Scott?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Yes. So, you ventilate, you talk about the scenario where, everything, you had a template there in place and so on. And obviously, you don't believe that the template is actually followed in order to get things going as quickly as we should have. You talk about, once based on the lead time we should have positioned heavy duty equipment. So we get going almost immediately and so on. You also explain, the difficulty that you could have with mass movement. And that is why, for example, the local municipal corporation, the CDC, and every aspect, the ADPEM and so on, would be so important to play a role in this, so you would have a seamless operation as possible. Before I get to the housing matter, Mr. Arscott, I want to put this one to you. We have been hearing from many of our people, right, about the distribution of whatever is there, whether it is tent, whether it is sleeping bags, etc., etc., etc. They're not getting it, and so on. What do you make? Is it a logistic scenario? Because obviously, from what we're hearing from our international partners, our friends overseas, and indeed Jamaicans, we are hearing that supplies are in the island, have been coming in the island in droves. But at the end of it all, we are hearing from the people crying foul that, listen, these things are not reaching them. Why you think that is happening, sir?
Well, it is simply a lack of transparency,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, the government needs to be clear to whatever they are doing now, right? Let us say they have abandoned what was there. Whatever they are doing or they plan to do should be made public, right? The structure, the organizational chart, whatever system you use should be known to people, right? The criteria to determine who gets what, when and where, should be known. That's one of the greatest failure that they have done. They have been secretive about a lot of things, right? These things, remember now, you're dealing with public resources, you're dealing with donations from people, local and overseas. People just need to know that their donations are going to the people who need it, right? We don't get that kind of report, right? And you have the internet, put it out, publish the structure. So what you're doing where? So every day, all day, 24 hours. Set it up, people know where to go. What is it, right?
And including a running update, almost a day-to-day update as to what we get by way of donation, money, and all of those sort of things.
Receive, what you distribute, publish it. What are you hiding? If you get money, put it out. If it's goods, put it out. Give a breakdown, right?
Yes.
We have the technology and the capability to do it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So this is something that is people would understand. The donors would feel justified. People who are waiting would understand and at least be more patient. And you give them bits of how they can survive in the meantime until good things get there.
Indeed, former Minister Butch Ascott, we saw recently in the space where the Minister of Social Security, Labor and Social Security, Mr. Pernell Charles Jr., it is attributed to his ministry that people should send in for benefit to be administered. They should basically send in, fill out a form electronically and so on. I find that to be quite ludicrous at this time, Mr. Arscott.
Absolutely. The people who have no communication. Look, the information is already in his ministry for all these things, right? I mean, you don't need it. You see, a response like that, is indicating that there's a lack of planning, lack of preparation, lack of structure, right? The health is putting out some things out there. So MLSS is doing the same thing. Other people doing private persons doing the same thing, private sector organization. And there's some bubble going on, right?
All right. In the interest of time, Mr. Arscott, we had a discussion here, Mr. Bell and myself, Colin. We have been talking about this. We were talking about it from Saturday and his program, and we have been ventilating this. The whole business of the argument about the container housing. We posited another view. You would have basically had experience, Mr. Arscott, with the sites and service, those building out which now see massive communities across Jamaica. First of all, are you for this container housing scenario?
and explain to us why would something like the sites and service be a better option or the best option?
I'm not for the container housing thing. Right? You already seen the 40-foot containers on their sides across the road, right? The breeze blow them away, right? Turn them over, right? Each one of these container are retrofitted that they would have been used. You would have to also dig the foundation, put in necessary bolt to screw them down to the foundation. And these are temporary shelters. Now, if we had a lot of them in Jamaica right away that we can deploy, I would say use them. If we have them here, we use them, we can deploy them quickly. But if you went to have to, or the Prime Minister say, import them from overseas, bring them in, you're going to come next year, March. You know, this is ridiculous. We could have built out, we could have built 5,000 similar sites of service where you start the foundation, do a couple of walls and a roof, and let the people finish the thing themselves, right? We are resourceful people. They would help. They would go to the local hardware and everything else.
Yes.
The multiplier, the workers, the mobilization, the spirit, the whole thing would have been a different response, right? It's a kind of people know it's a self-help because you're not going to, it's not only handout alone, we have sweat equity, we're working towards our own upliftment, right? This is the kind of thing you want in this time of disaster. Not to sit down with like you expect man to fall from an eye, right? And some container when come down by a parachute and drop inside there.
Absolutely, Mr. Ascott. We know that our Prime Minister can be a little dogmatic from time to time, stuck in his ways. But so he had basically posited the idea of, say, the container housing. Now that we have fleshed this out and we're basically putting a better alternative there, you believe the Prime Minister will climb down and look and say, well, I'm not going to go there with this container housing for my people. I'm also hearing, Mr. Ascott, that these container houses cannot withstand anything more than a 60 miles per hour wind.
It's a temporary thing. It's a little upgrade from tent. There's a little step up from the tent, right? Might as well get one container could give you maybe 100 tents or more, right? Because these are only temporary things. So the immediate response. If you have them, use them. If you don't have them, come to what you can do on the ground. I wanted to say something, Conrad, before I lose the track.
Yes.
When I was here as a minister and recognizing the problem we face, I'd met with the UNHCR, United Nations Human Resource Agency, UNHCR. And I'd asked them to look, because since Jamaica was responsible for the Western Caribbean, when Haiti occurred, there was no staging ground nowhere in the Western world to help on a scale like that. There was nowhere in Canada, nowhere in the United States, right?
Yes.
Certainly nowhere in Haiti. So we identified with them the Vernon Field, right? Which was there, which could be a staging ground for disaster response in the Western world, right?
Wow.
And they would pre-position things there, aircraft can land. Look, our 2 airports are at sea level, right? So already we are vulnerable. And the UNHCR, they had actually, if I research, there was an article on it in the papers. They had agreed in principle to look and try to move at the idea, right?
Yes.
So that we could have in Jamaica a disaster response capability, not only for Jamaica alone, but for areas in the Caribbean. The airport would be there, the storage facilities would be there, and pre-position goods and so on would be there, right? As an international capacity to respond, right? So,
Mr. Ascott,
if I get a chance to talk to the Prime Minister, because believe you me, I don't know if he's properly about other things.
Good, because here you're saying, because all of these things that you're talking about, and this is why when we talk about collaboration and unity, it is important, because as you correctly said, something that you just mentioned here now. Maybe the Prime Minister himself is not aware of it. He's not brief on these things. Aren't these things basically, would be things that would be in the ministry?
He's the chairman of the thing, but the minister
Yes.
is the person who literally have to brief him, right?
Mm-hmm.
I understand. So you see, that is the thing.
So,
and you know, so
you're
maybe
saying
and it
it
need
is
and look at
possible. It is
and the
possible.
way that the people
Mm-hmm.
no, and this issue of the ministers and the rest agencies, people like the minister of local social security going out and give and they're right going out to give out. So it's rubbish.
Mm-hmm.
Election just gone. Election not due. 5 years time election due. Who in the hell you need to be politicking about at this time?
Yes.
Come on.
You know.
Why?
Oh boy,
Ridiculous.
it is sad. You know, Mr. Arscott, we have you here, and you have basically stated in no uncertain manner what you would have left there, the template and all of those sort of things, and so on. It would be interesting to hear from the minister, the present minister, why those things have not been put in train. You know, for example, you talk about this, using the Vernon field, have it there as a prepared place and so on, basically engage the municipal corporation, everybody in this. Why are we not seeing that kind of work coming through? Or is it? We'd like to hear from the Minister of Local Government, the Honorable Desmond McKenzie, who is.
Yeah, man, Desmond, come on and explain something, Desmond. We need to hear from you, man.
Yes, because we're not, we don't want it to seem one-sided, Mr. Arscott, that we have you as the former minister. And so I am calling, I am begging, I am pleading, please come and talk to us. We have no interest in basically, bomb rush you or anything. What we want is information. At the end of the day, the people will basically put the information on the table and basically weigh them in the balance. Mr. Arscott, anything you want to add, sir, before we leave you this morning?
Well, finally, I say, look, I'm here and I see the thing. I am willing to discuss with anybody on any kind of solution that we can come up with, right? To benefit from what I've seen both locally, regionally, and internationally, right?
Mm-hmm.
We need to form a grand coalition to help solve the problem. And not so much a chat shop, but something that can do practical things on the ground. We as a country can mobilize our resources, restart our economy as quickly as possible. But the longer we take, it is the longer it's going to take to recover, if ever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yes.
So this is, I'm telling you, it's a warning. The longer we take to recover, it is the longer we take to get this up and running, it's the longer it's going to take to recover.
Good.
The economy is in. Remember now, tourism, right? Is a remittance too critical. The U.S. economy is heading for a serious trouble right now.
Mm-hmm.
So understand, with tourism down, remittance is going to be down.
Mm-hmm.
We have to. And I'll tell you one final thing, Conrad. The abandoned lands between Clarendon and St. Catherine, the abandoned sugar lands, should be put into production, real production, not houses.
Real production.
So we can feed our people.
Good. Mr. Noel Butch Arscott, the takeaway from what I am getting from you at the end of this discussion is that, listen, you stand ready as a former minister of local government, somebody who had responsibility for these agencies, for the disaster management and so on. You stand ready to be a part of the unification process. So if you're called, whether by the Minister of Local Government, by the Prime Minister of Jamaica, to say, Mr. Arscott Noel, come on board. We want your expertise. You're prepared.
I always put Jamaica first.
Thank you very much, Mr. Noel Butch Arscott. God bless you, sir. All right. You heard it there. Make what you want of that. And indeed, this is the kind of discussion that you get right here and straight up with yours truly, Conrad Ob Da Fireman. As we continue to dig deep, we go straight to the heart of the matter. And indeed, we hold no brief. We speak truth to power. I'm going to open the phone lines. We will take your calls for the rest of the program. The numbers are 876-212-9824, 876-462-0919. Indeed, it's a beautiful day
here in Jamaica land we love, a day that we continue to bask in the goodness and the glory of Almighty God, in spite and despite the trepidation, the issues that so many of our people are facing, but we have them in our hearts and in our mind. Final river cross. And that is how the observer is describing the legend of music, and I'm saying music generally because our icon, the late Jimmy Cliff, he cannot be boxed in because he wasn't just a reggae artist. He was an artist that note that basically spanned the gamut, the entire gamut, whether it is pop, whether it was love ballads or whatever. Jimmy Cliff basically envelop all of that in one. So we offer our deepest condolences to his family. We are also hearing from the principal of Padmore Primary that they lost a teacher there. We extend our good wishes to the school community and we offer our condolences to the family and friends of that teacher. I think her name is Miss Montague. We'll get to that to give you the clarity on that in a moment. So the Observer reporting Final River Cross, Jamaica celebrates the life and work of cultural icon Jimmy Cliff. Jimmy Cliff and Monday completed his final crossing of the 81 remarkable years of artistry and played a significant role in the lifting of lifting Jamaican culture from its island shores to the global stage. Indeed, that is exactly what Jimmy did, and that encapsulate who the man was. Moving from the boy out of Somerton, I think it is Somerton in St. James, and indeed rise to international fame across the globe. I think he capped 2 Grammy Awards, and he was recently, when was it, last year or the year before, he was inducted into the Reggae Hall of Fame. I was trying to get my colleague and friend, and Richie B is indeed a colleague and a friend that goes way back. Richie and I sat in the same office. We work in the financial sector together at American Life Insurance Company back in the day. And of course, Richie is one of the top broadcaster here in Jamaica, and a man who would have basically bring, say, a Jimmy Cliff on stage many a times. Reach out to Richie last night to have him on the program today, but he had other engagement, so he was unable to join me. As I said hi to Richie B, the party master, as he was always called. All right. So the lines are open. It's your program. Give us a call and share with us what's on your mind. Let's see what the Gleaner has on its front page here. Another picture of Jimmy Cliff here. Don is in his felt hat and all. And indeed, both papers are carrying Jimmy Cliff this morning as their lead story. Jimmy Cliff crosses Lost River, LASD, Lost River. Somerton mourns hometown hero, global icon. All right, so that's the hometown of Jimmy Cliff down there in Montego, in St. James, Somerton. That's where he is from. And NP, National Parent Teachers Association of Jamaica, called for field school. And we're seeing a picture here of Mr. Jacobs. We had the Caribbean president of the Parent Teachers Association yesterday, Mr. Hannon. We should try and talk to Mr. Jacobs about the situation here. Hello, welcome, caller.
Good morning, Mr. O'Brien.
Hi, good morning. How are you today?
I am great, thank you. Just calling to ask a question on why is it from the university, not just in this area, but I'm going to speak into this area, from the university going all the way down to Augustown. Before the hurricane, Mr. O'Brien, there has been no cutting of the sidewalk. now that the hurricane has passed,
Mm-hmm.
the sidewalk of overgrown coming all the way down. There's nowhere for persons to walk now coming into like when you're going down Augusttown area going in. There's nowhere for persons to walk. There's things that is broken and now underground. The overgrown people are now walking in the road.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well,
And I'm wondering to myself, Miss Favor Williams, I mean, these people don't drive through the same areas that we drive through and drive past every day, Mr. O'Brien.
I think they do. I think they do, and that is one of the sad scenario, and that's why we always advocate that generally, but as much as possible, persons should live in the community that they represent, so they would basically see what is happening and experience the same difficulty that the people have. I don't know what the situation. I myself saw the over vegetation, and I must tell you, I have made the comment here on the program before, even before the
I
hurricane,
have
ma'am.
been listening to you lately, so I know that you have.
Right?
That's the reason why I called you, because I have been listening to you since of late.
Thank-
And I recognize that this is one of the programs that is worthy of, citizens calling in and getting some kind of justice. Because I'm looking around the entire Jamaica, man development, everywhere you go, it's the same thing. And we're not talking about Hurricane Melissa, Mr. O'Brien. We're talking about hurricane.
You're indeed correct, ma'am. I said that Jamaica is unsightly, untidy, and I'm not talking about garbage not being picked up. I'm talking about just how we treat the place, the lack of manicuring of the space and so on. And indeed, Christmas is coming, so maybe they were basically waiting to have these done as Christmas work.
Well,
So,
Mr. O'Brien, are you honestly saying, Mr. O'Brien, that in 2025
uh-huh.
we're still so backward in Jamaica? We're waiting for a little Christmas work, and then for the rest of the 11 months we suffer.
Unfortunately,
People still paying their money. We're doing everything. These people are collecting. Sometimes they're collecting even more than they had budgeted for, and this is what we're getting. And we're just gonna continue beating up our gums from Mr. Perkins, please. Miss Gluda, my grandmother always used to listen to these people, and you get to start. And this is going on right now, Miss. I mean, what are we doing?
Well, I don't know your age, but you have a youthful voice, and it is very interested, that you reach out and you're making this call, because we need more and more of our people. We need more people to participate in the fabric of Jamaica, whether it's at the poll, whether it's basically observing these things and so on. And we need the people to basically put pressure on the representative and say, no, we are not going to satisfy with this, because indeed we are taxpayers. As I said yesterday, that every soul pay taxes, even the beggar pay taxes, because when the beggar begs something and they goes to the shop or to the supermarket, wherever, they pay GCT. So certainly we are demanding better. And, we are not children of a lesser God. When you travel, and I'm not talking about the United States, the UK or Canada, I'm talking about even with islands. When you go to islands, I am not seeing this kind of nastiness across the place.
They don't have they don't even have half of what we have going on.
Mm-hmm.
And these places are spotless. With the small, the little that they have, these places are clean. Even if they're not 1,000% looking like modern, but they're clean, they're spotless. It is just getting like you're looking at it and I'm saying, even in Kingston, Mr. Brian, I don't know, you must have driven through half a tree.
Yes,
there's a woman sitting at the side right there before you get to the clock with some drug addict, and she's there opening up herself, and she has been there since February.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your call. I'm up on the 11 o'clock break. God bless you. Thanks for calling. Stay with me and please call again. God bless you. Bye-bye. All right, let's go to the 11 o'clock break. All right, Sue, come.
The preceding hour was brought to you by Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. Wellington Dental, providing dental care at its best.
Kenmore Shoe Manufacturing Company Limited, located in Greendale, Spanish Town. We manufacture custom-made clothes and shoes. For the best quality in uniform, corporate wear, safety, and school shoes, visit Kenmore Shoe Manufacturing Company Limited. Kenmore, the best for sure. Call us today at 876-632-8018. Email us at ken_mor2005@gmail.com. Kenmore, the best for sure.
Host your next event at the UWI Regional Headquarters. Our venue, located in Mona, Kingston, features reconfigurable meeting and seminar rooms, lounges, and lawn space for events large, small, and anywhere in between. Our facilities can be tailored to suit any occasion, from stylish soirees to formal business meetings. Call 876-927-2425 or 876-455-9346 to book your event. The UE Regional Headquarters, where great minds come together.
This is Ira Glass of This American Life. Do you know our show? Okay, well, either way, I'm going to tell you about it. We make stories that hopefully pull you in at the beginning with funny moments and feelings and people in surprising situations, and then you just want to find out what is going to happen and cannot stop listening. That's right. I'm talking about stories that make you miss appointments. This American Life, wherever you get your podcasts.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Windsor Johnston. Ukraine's national security advisor says President Volodymyr
Solar
Zelensky...
lights, that 10 family that can have light in the night.
Yes,
If you bring
to move around.
Yes, solar lights, solar fans, food, and we have to give thanks to all WIC, World Kitchens,
World Central
Mercy
Kitchen.
Chefs. Yes, we have food. Food is being delivered to communities
Yes.
that are inundated.
Good.
So there is no challenge with food. I mean, you can't have too much food, but at this point in time, food is not what the people need.
People have nowhere to store the food.
Listen, them and the rata eat it, and that's why leprosa broke out. Them and the rat.
People serious. The people don't have nowhere to store the food because a lot of them don't have no houses. Is that so?
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. Party President Mark Golding, my colleagues, to the viewers. For the people of Eastern Hanover, the date October 28th marked the beginning of a crisis that continues weeks later.
Retail spending shows that
About
retail
what
growth
Hurricane Melissa did to Eastern Hanoverians, because the scale of devastation has been systematically underreported and in many cases completely ignored by the media coverage. Every single board house in Eastern Hanover has been affected, damaged, destroyed. Approximately 5,000 houses are without roofs.
You're listening to
In the constituency.
You're listening to the press conference, the PAP press conference happening now. So until Conrad come back after the news, we're just taking the conference.
Significant structural damage. Our schools are so badly affected. This morning, I got a call from the principal of Brownsville Primary. And she asked me, who is responsible for the persons in the shelters. Her name is Miss Bucknell. She has started school last week because parents are not able to help the children at home and prepare them for exams that are coming in a few months. And so she rushed to open Brownsville Primary, and I understand. But she's crying out for help because she cannot be the person that is responsible for the persons that are now staying in the shelter. So I'm asking government to pay attention to the schools. All of our schools have been affected. Most of the schools in Eastern Hanover, they have no roof. Residents in Chigwell, Forest, Woodsville, and other areas were trapped for weeks. There is a man-made bridge in Woodsville from 2022. That bridge was partially collapsed. It was in 2023, it went down for good. The residents are in dire need of attention from government. That man-made bridge was destroyed again. And so the residents of the Woodsville area, they're asking for urgent attention. Water supplies were contaminated. I myself was marooned in Cascade. Residents, though, came out and assisted us. And that is a pattern that I've noticed since Hurricane Melissa, that residents have taken it upon themselves to do the work of government because the parish of Hanover has not been included in many things, especially where relief is concerned. The morning after the hurricane, residents assisted me in cleaning 18 miles of roadways so I could get to the main road to coordinate relief efforts. I want to address the government's response or lack thereof. It is true that affected constituency received $10 million. We have done, many of my colleagues have done the math. For housing, it is not adequate. We have a number of houses in Hanover. From my balcony, I am looking at 3 houses that are flat and 5 without roof. The people of Eastern Hanover, they've had to seek comfort living under tarps. That's not good enough. We need help from government. We need ministers to come in and be on the ground as they were before the election. The people of Eastern Hanover, they're demanding your presence.
Need to speak with an officer from the National Land Agency's Land Titles Division? The NLA's QME Flex appointment system allows you to consult with an officer from the Land Titles Division online or over the phone from the comfort of your home or office. Book your appointment today at nla.gov.jm. For more information, call 876-750-5263. The National Land Agency. One agency, one goal to serve you better.
Bag it, bin it, and we'll collect it. Properly bag, tie, and place household waste in a container and store it in areas easily accessible to our sanitation workers. This waste management tip is brought to you by the NSWMA. One Jamaica. Make we clean up the place.
This hour is brought to you by Kenmore Manufacturing Company Limited, Greendale, Spanish Town, manufacturing industrial and corporate uniform and shoes.
Welcome back to Straight Up right here and News Talk 93 FM. My name is Conrad Ob Da. They call me the Fireman. All right, so you're in tune to the 93
right here, and we are coming to you live from the studio here at UWI Mona campus. The young lady that just called, she made some very important point about the vegetation and so on, and it's quite unsightly, that corridor coming down into to the university here and so on. We're hoping that somebody is listening and will pass the information on to the relevant authority, and we'll see that cutting and manicuring of the place really looking unsightly and untidy. Some very good articles in today's paper. I commend them to you. The front page, where President Jacob is positing that there should be field hospital there. We're also seeing article here inside the paper, Jimmy Cliff songs of hope and humanity leave lasting impact, leaders says, and we're seeing a picture of Jimmy and PJ Pattison. We're also seeing commending the today's editorial to you, Clean Brigade. You can read that. Very interesting. Hello, welcome caller.
Good morning, Conrad.
Hi, morning. How are you doing, Anthony?
I'm not bad at all,
Mm-hmm.
Good
Good
morning
to hear you.
listeners at home and abroad.
Indeed.
Conrad, boy, it's a very rough situation in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
We need to do some cleaning up.
Mm-hmm.
And we need all hands on deck.
Yes.
So I hope the family side listen to the program and then you can take some advice from Mr. Ascot.
Mm-hmm,
and even you yourself that talking about situation. So I hope he's listening.
Yeah, well, the Prime Minister may not listen himself, but certainly there are handlers who are listening, I am sure. And we, know that the tape actually passed on and so on. So versus we hope that they will put some of what the ideas that posited here by myself, my callers, and indeed my guests into action. Mm-hmm.
Well, we only came up, and you're playing your part. Other people are playing their part.
Yes. I hear in my sense, I hear in my lovely voice coming through in the background. My friend, could you turn me down there on your radio, please, or on your system?
Conrad, I am way down.
Yeah, man, but that's how it is. Sounds trouble. Go ahead. Let's see if we can navigate. All right, cool. Go ahead.
Yeah, I hear myself, but I'm mentally strong.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
That young lady that spoke a while ago about the vegetation down in Papini earlier.
Mm-hmm. You're going to have to try and move, though, because it's not good for the quality of the broadcast. It's coming through in the broadcast, the sound in the background. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to
all right.
I'm kind of doing some work. I turn up the radio. I'm far away from the radio.
You're far away. Whoa. Try and make your point. Let me see if we can accommodate you. Try quickly. Mm-hmm.
I was saying, I was coming from Papini the other day, and I saw a security sitting in the vegetation here.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him, why they don't cut the place? And he said, boy, the situation is that if they do cut it, they're going to get the money even after 3 months. So that's why people don't want to cut it. Nobody don't want to do it because they owe people too long.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what the security told me because I saw it,
Mm-hmm.
I was wishing that I could get some of the work.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. As you know, as I operate a worker.
Yeah, man, I know you do that. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Conrad, I know it is not conducive for you right now to listen and to navigate. So take care and God bless.
All right, Anthony, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure hearing from you. Thanks a lot. All right, so we continue to take your calls. The numbers are 876. We have callers there. Let's go to the call. Hello, caller. Hello.
Yeah.
All right, caller.
Conrad.
Hey, Mary, how are you doing?
Yeah, Conrad. I'm good. Conrad, was Jimmy Cliff living in Jamaica or foreign him live?
Those gentlemen have probably have multiple residents. I really can't say.
No, why I was asking, Commander say, maybe if he was living out here, maybe, I was thinking that with somebody of his caliber and stuff, I would think that maybe he could get an official funeral. Me, that's a
no. But hold on. It doesn't matter where he lives.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Jimmy Cliff is not where you live. that would basically
Yeah.
accord your official funeral. It's basically you
Yeah.
deserving of a national, of a
Yeah.
official
Yeah.
funeral, and certainly
Yeah.
Jimmy Cliff would certainly meet that threshold. Mhm.
Mhm. Yes, yeah.
Mhm.
Because even yesterday, because he
Mhm.
transcended. Even yesterday, I was somewhere and like somebody that is yeah of a younger generation.
Mhm.
They were talking about it, and it's like he touched like he touched
Mhm.
so many lives across all generations. Yeah,
Mhm.
I was telling her about the harder they come, and and she said, "Tell me more about the movie, man." I was telling her that was like one of our first big international movies, and I remember Conrad. It
Mhm.
was shown at the Carib Theater. People lined up because they made it look like it was going to be shown just a couple of days and we wouldn't see it again. And I was a child. But may I tell you, say people line up to see the harder they come. And even now, it is shown like I know it
Yeah,
has shown now too. That
it is still very current. Uh-huh.
yes, it's gonna make a resurgence. So I was
Yes.
just thinking that. All right, Conrad.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting the
Mm-hmm.
points that he made,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing that he has hands-on knowledge of how something
Oh,
like
you mean
this
Mr.
really.
Arscott? The point Mr. Arscott made?
Yes,
You chipped out
yes,
just now. Mm-hmm.
yes, yes. Yeah, man. Because that was a good interview, and he laid it out. Things that could be done for the relief and the rebuilding, and how to, give out the aid and all of that stuff. It was
Marie,
very interesting.
Marie,
But
I think we got a masterpiece from former Minister of Local Government this morning. It's a teaching moment. And this
yes.
is, you see, these are the kind of interview that I really enjoy. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
partisan, it wasn't political,
Mm-hmm.
it was just basically sharing experience
Mm-hmm.
and how to go about
Yes.
things. And you know what? What actually kept it, Marie? When he ended and said,
Mm-hmm.
listen, he is here, he is open, he put country first. And
Mm-hmm.
if he's called up on,
Mm-hmm.
he is ready and able
Mm-hmm.
and willing.
Yes.
Love it.
And that is how it should be, Conrad, because here it is as somebody that has first-hand knowledge
Mhm.
of all things. So I want to know now, what is it that this administration is scared of, or they just want to be the face of this disaster? So at the end of it, they could have like some kind of bragging rights. Coming and up to say, Conrad, to
But I
say
mean,
we did it
I know if
because
you want
we
bragging right.
no, per se, them fix it and and all of that
Yes.
because I mean Trump is like that. Trump said I alone, I alone, I alone. I'ma see this prime minister like is a
But
little Trumpian thing more time.
but
So
listen,
I don't know.
but Marie, listen. The prime minister is the prime minister. The government is the government. The government certainly have to lead on things, and they are the one who will basically do the directive. So even if you have persons as part of the team, let's say they should engage Butch or anybody else. The fact of the matter
Mm-hmm.
is not Butch or who they engage going to go out there in front of the microphone and basically doing the talk. And so it's
Yes.
going to be the information minister, the minister of local
Mm-hmm.
government, the prime minister, etc. What you're doing is benefit
Mm-hmm.
from the expertise and the input of people in all of this.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's a
Mm-hmm.
sad situation, Marie. People tend to be afraid of their shadow, and I don't know why.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You see, Conrad, sometimes, it's the narcissism, and the ego, You understand me? Those the two words very powerful
But
because,
it is sad
you don't
because
want to
when
hear this.
people rise to a certain level in life, you would
Yeah.
expect them to basically do away with those things, because it don't make sense,
No,
really.
people are people, people are people, we
No?
all are human, but
Mm.
in a crisis like this, sometimes you need to put that aside and know that look, we're talking about people's lives here that have been upended by this catastrophic disaster. And what can we do to alleviate the situation and make to make their lives more for them to live, livable. You understand, Conrad?
Yes, yes.
Because it don't make sense, you fly
Mm.
around the world, and when you come back now, these or you're gonna give a report of your vacation that you went on. Because to me, that is a vacation. So these journalists know, you present and you get some butterfly catch question, and nothing of substance. I was watching a program last night, and when I remember when Mama P, went to Africa, and the Prime Minister, him tackle her in the house, Conrad,
Yeah, man,
and
I
said,
saw it.
"Oh, gone to Africa, and she go to Egypt and get a contract and this and that." So hopefully, when he comes back, but I like these journalists out here, for asking where him get from South Africa,
Yeah, man.
because I was talking to
He was
Frederick
livid.
Colin said he has no problem with him going to South Africa. But may I say, okay, it's not a problem, it's just the timing. It's just the timing. You understand, Conrad? It's the timing.
And why
Maybe
Mr.
in a
Holness
timing,
come under
maybe
Mr. Holness come under these extra people ask him the question is that he basically set a template. One remember that Portia Simpson Miller had to pull out her credit card and show it to the world to say, listen, she's going there on her government, on her husband expense and so on.
And even the cartoonist made even the cartoonist.
Yeah, Mary, I'm going to leave you, because I see the other line buzzing like crazy. So I'm going to leave you.
Him set the template, and when him come back, we hear some good part for him go to South Africa and get, and it wasn't just a vacation.
All right, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Marie. All right, bless you. All right, so let's continue to take the calls and hear from our listeners. Hello, caller. Hello. All right. Let's see. Hello. Wow, wait.
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning.
Hi. Good morning. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I'm not too bad, thank you, friend.
Yeah,
I listened to your interview.
Hello. Hello.
You're not hearing?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now. I'm hearing you now, Portmore. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying I was listening to the interview with Mr. Ascot this morning. And also listening to Mr. Hyman yesterday morning. And, who is listening? Because we have a bunch of people in charge of this country who seem, are so egotistical, so full up of themselves. And they do know nothing about good governance. And they keep going around the place and giving the impression, just they make announcements and they have more public relations than anything else. As if to say they're running some kind of a promotional thing and not a real country. Because real country wants tangible things to be done. Not just come and have a lot of press conference and give the impression like everything is hunky-dory and you're doing everything right, and the people out there are feeling it.
Yeah, talking about press conference again, that the opposition PNP, they had a don't know if it's over by now, but they had a press conference at 10 o'clock this morning. Madam Producer, if there's anything noteworthy that we pick up from that, we can share it with our listeners. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, because look, when I hear now they're going to import container houses, right? What kind of container houses? I thought they were real container. They say it's not real container. They are not durable. It's like they're temp. So why would you want to go and import temporary housing solution when we have block and steel and cement in Jamaica?
That will start coming. That will start receive next year, February. It makes zero sense, and we must repel it. Go put concrete and steel and block in the ground and give people good houses, not in a complete form, but as we talk about the sites and service, you probably would have no experience of those as well, Portmore, right?
Yeah, of course. Site and service below a lot of houses from housing scheme. A lot of housing scheme are mounted to all those here. We have some very big house, but even I see some housing below over Portmore here, what they call Portmore Villa. Yeah. And they get the land and they get a little one room thing. And if you ever see the massive houses now that is on these premises. So people just want a start. All they need to do is find a suitable area where people can put on, where you can relocate, but where you can build, and give the people them the kind of assistance by utilizing local material. You're going to stimulate the local economy.
Yeah,
When you go and import things from over, you see this government don't have it's like all they're concerned about is to make somebody else wealthy, along with maybe some of them cronies who going involved in some of these transactions. Why would you want to give other people from outside the country now money to go bring in these houses when we have people out here that can do it? We have the material, we have cement. I'm sure also going to try blah blah, right? So why we don't utilize?
If there was ever a true description of real stimulus, this is what would mean real stimulus to the Jamaican economy. It's going to provide, it's going to take up those labor that have basically been displaced, and it's going to add, as Ralston said yesterday, we talk about the multiplier effect of these things. The chop man, the person who sell the blocks, even our block makers, they may have need to employ more people within the factory because the production will need to go up to supply these material. I think it's a no-brainer.
They don't have, as Mr. Andrew is going on nothing but good governance, and him surround himself with people who are just as carefree, or they don't care. All they want is to have deals that them and them individual and them friends can make a killing at the expense of our of Jamaican people. You see, when I tell you, sir, when we had a good retrading thing going on in Jamaica, right? That we should have expanded when PJ come and open up the car market, right? After good year on it, right? We should have said, all right, we have a lot of cars coming in, and this company was doing very well because they was producing tires for like JUTC and another vehicle. So they could have expanded the system to include, cars and other vehicle, right? Instead, as soon as the government changed, the man them decided that them about give them friendly license to import used tire into this country.
I remember that.
Rather than providing employment for the people and create stimulate the local economy by creating more jobs and create more aggregate demand. I want them to understand the term when they say aggregate demand, because I don't think them understand this term. All of them when them claim say them are economists and tax, because you don't see they do one thing that is going to increase demand, and no wonder the economy, despite the them come and was boasting and those really people who support them who don't seem to know what they make for them come talking about, the economy is lowest ever employment, and we say, all right, if we have the lowest ever employment in the country, then the economy should be booming. America been having starting with Obama and continue with Biden. They had the economy was booming, employment was at record low, right? What happened in America? It created demand that salary was above inflation rate, right? So they have to be trying to cool down the economy because of the aggregate demand. Because the more people employ and the more people have money to spend, so they must create more demand.
That's
right. If that is what is taking place in America, because even today they're talking about the demand that is being simulated in the economy over there because they have record low employment, even though it's got a kind of scale back since they need that take it over there. Right? But out here, we're boasting about record high employment. But the economy was going backward, right? The economy was going backward before this disaster. Now this disaster is going to set back this country by how much percentage of the GDP?
And instead of the government,
absolutely. But what happened there is, as we said, there are opportunity, and we have to basically grab these opportunity, such as what we're talking about, that will basically spread stimulus. I'm up on the break, Portmore. I think I'm almost there. Close out for me, please.
yes, but they are not doing nothing. Remember when Wrestling was telling them that you need to take some of the money we are paid on the debt before time and spend on stimulating the economy, especially if they had put some of that money into the agricultural sector and try to fix some of our infrastructure. But they say it's about them are paid on debt. My man, I said it before, that the former Minister of Finance steered Jamaica into a category 5 hurricane. I said that before this hurricane coming up. And then in jump ship and gone.
All right, Portmore, I have to leave it there. Thanks a lot. All right, so, thanks a lot for that call. We're going to take our final break now. Stay with us.
Empire Group of Companies is now in the heart of New Kingston to serve you better. At 31 Tobago Avenue, get Empire Stationery and Office Supplies, Empire Restaurant and Hotel Supplies, and Empire Med and Scientific Supplies. Free same-day delivery island-wide. Visit their showroom today. Call 876-906-1965-6 or WhatsApp 876-775-2277. Email empirestationery1@gmail.com.
It's a massive Black Friday sale on blinds for every occasion. 20 to 30% off on the most durable and exquisite blinds. Look no further than White Rose Interiors at Unit 32, the Trade Center, 30 to 32 Red Hills Road, Kingston, and Unit 24, G West Center, 6 Crane Boulevard, Fairview, Montego Bay. Don't miss your chance to save on the most durable blinds at White Rose Interiors.
Kenmore Shoe Manufacturing Company Limited, located in Greendale, Spanish Town. We manufacture custom-made clothes and shoes. For the best quality in uniform, corporate wear, safety, and school shoes, visit Kenmore Shoe Manufacturing Company Limited. Kenmore, the best for sure. Call us today at 876-632-8018. Email us at ken_mor2005@gmail.com. Kenmore, the best for sure.
Are you looking for exceptional dental care? Then look no further, because Wellington Dental is here to serve you. We offer dental care for both adults and children. At Wellington Dental, we know that a visit to the dentist might be mind-boggling, but don't let that stop you from getting the dental care you need. We have trained therapists to help alleviate your anxiety and make you feel so relaxed you feel like you're at home. Wellington Dental, located at 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town. We look forward to serving you.
Property owners, pay your property tax arrears now. Visit your nearest tax office, Linstead Old Harbor and Spanish Town. Pay by cash, debit, or credit card, and take your TRN if you're paying by check. Property tax pays for street lights, garbage collection and disposal, parochial road rehabilitation, and beautification. Contact your tax office or the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation at 876-984-3111 or 984-3112. Avoid legal actions. Pay your property taxes now.
Place your garbage bins at the front of your property for easy access by NSWMA sanitation teams. Ensure that your bin or receptacle has a cover and the bottom is pierced. One Jamaica. Make we clean up the place.
Disasters are a reality. Prepare for any eventuality. Is what this season asks of we. Check your safety carefully before launching out to sea. We can't stop stand, but prepping is the key. We all have a responsibility to protect our lives and families, our homes and our communities. So turn your no into yes. Prepare our land to stand the test. Let's do this for Jamaica's best.
This hour is brought to you by Kenmore Manufacturing Company Limited, Greendale, Spanish Town, manufacturing industrial and corporate uniform and shoes.
Welcome back to Straight Up. We're in the final half an hour of the program. Of course, it's always sponsored by our friends at Kenmore Manufacturing Company, the National Parent Teachers Association of Jamaica, NPTAJ, wants the government to consider establishing fields hospital to reduce the disruptions in teaching and learning as thousands of students remain displaced in the wake of the Hurricane Melissa. And it went going further to say the very same way that the field hospitals are established, that's how they want it. Oh, we have callers there? Oh, I'm sorry, they want the field schools to be established similarly to how the field hospitals are established. All right, thanks a lot. Caller?
Morning, Conrad.
Mm-hmm.
Morning.
Good morning, Al. How are you doing?
I am doing well.
Okay, good. You're on, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
I have listened to most of your callers this morning.
Mm-hmm.
The last one, Portmore.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I always admire Portmore, how he tries to get across his facts
Mm-hmm.
and to look at the country that we know was a country of where people were held based upon the Constitution and government was held based upon the Constitution and the oath that they take to serve the country. I have seen a lot of deviation and diversion from the Constitution, whereas now people don't want you to be critical of what they are doing, government in particular,
Mm-hmm.
because being critical means that you're political. That's what politics is all about. Politics is about being political. The question is, Conrad,
Mm-hmm.
the PNP had a press conference this morning,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you will be privy to it as soon as you get off radio so that you can have a good comment about it tomorrow. And I know you will.
Indeed.
But based on what is coming out, Conrad,
Mm-hmm.
it is tantamount to intimidation and victimization in constituencies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in my area now, Conrad, in Southeast St. Elizabeth, nobody has not seen the MP. Have you ever seen on television? Have you ever heard that in the United? Nothing.
Who's the MP there again? So it's that Mr. Witter? Franklin Witter?
Witter. He was always dead in terms of representation. No, in dead in. So it is a constituency that has no representation. And the people them have not seen. People have called me this morning, a whole lot of them. And I tell me, so boy, we can't get on to talk, we say Witter is still around. Because let me tell you something.
Norman, go down there to see the people after, since?
Look, back on that, my friend. Look at him, man. As my friend told you, Portmore, there's no governance that is taking place in this country now. Because what has happened, they are not held accountable. Because this Melissa thing, it runs same like the COVID.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't comment about COVID. You have been shut out. You have been shut down by elements in the media. Now want to be critical.
Yeah, man. But I ask you a question. While the MP basically is the person who, as you know, the people vote for, and he's supposed to be there, and a lot of largest come into the government, and he has access to the government resources and so on. I was just asking the question: have the former candidate, now caretaker, Mr. Scott, has he been seen in the area even showing solidarity with the people? I'm asking, I don't know.
Don't ask about Mr. Scott.
No, I'm asking you.
Let me tell you why. Let me just tell you why. You're concerned about the people who the man will them vote for and they never vote for Scott. The reality is that Scott cannot go up. Scott cannot go down there because the report says Scott have a case and he might go intimidate the witness. So he not go down there.
Oh, okay. All right. No, I'm asked. I don't know. And I said that, listen, people were crisscrossing the place, looking to vote recently. So if anything, I expect people to be on the ground showing some solidarity. Not just Mr. Scott, but others.
He can't go in the constituency because the name of some hierarchy said that he might go intimidate the witness and not go down there.
I see. Okay. All right.
So that's I want, Conrad. The reality, my friend. Let me just say, what you call condolences to the family of the icon, the reggae icon. Hello?
Yes, man. Mm-hmm.
That's Jimmy Cliff. And let me also send anniversary to my cousin who had an anniversary today, Jean Orr of St. Elizabeth,
Yeah,
Berlin
it's
District.
not a greetings program though. But go ahead.
No, it is my friend Conrad, but I just think it's up to your friend.
Mm.
All right, sir. No, I am saying, Conrad, is that a lie 1,000 years.
Not
does
rushing
not
your Al, but we have some holding here.
Conrad, I just a minute on. Mary was on 15. I am saying a lie 1,000 years is still a lie today.
Yes.
A lie 1,000 years is still a lie today. The reality, Conrad, we have been told lies. I mean, lies have been told to us about the economy. And Melissa passed through, and 41% of the economy wipe out. The reality, Conrad, you have to build back and build back strong. I heard you. And let me pick up Ardy Garden. Let me say, I heard that Ardy Garden and his team is out there on the ground in St. Anne's, in Ocho-Rios, Brownstone, and all those places. Take a bow, Ardy. I know that you're out there and you're trying your best. Take a bow. And I know that you're trying your best. But there are areas, Conrad, in the same sentence that I heard on another program. Nobody has not gone. It has been marooned. It's like, Conrad, they will give it to like as if to say everybody they need most of the people would have been affected. It's not true. It's like JP is telling you for the first 2 weeks, for the first then to 79% of the people. And I don't know where that come from percentage when I know like Westmoreland, St. James, part of Chilani and St. Mary.
But we get a call from the gentleman there in South Manchester. I'm pleading for my friend down there in South Manchester, Ruth Lynn, and you guys there. What's going on down there in South Manchester? You know, they think that the infrastructure have not been completely wiped out. But as I said, I have a few more, so take a minute more and make my cut.
I finally say this to you. I want to say that based upon this press conference, where you have 2 of the MP from Hanover, Conrad, you will listen, and also Dwayne Voss, you will listen to them and hear what they have to say. This is a government that has no care nor regard for people, whether it is in disaster. And locked down the parliament the other day because they gone to South Africa. And when convenient to them, they come back.
All right, I'll have to leave you there. And I'm hoping that we will hear from the members in the House of Representatives later as well. Parliament will be convening this afternoon, I think. So let's see if they will be on their feet raising these points in the People's House as well. Hello, caller.
Good morning, Sir Conrad.
Hey, hi. How you doing, country?
I'm doing fine. Good morning to you and your listeners.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. First thing I want to ask, what happened to Jade and Simit, the 12-year-old that went missing in Manchester in September?
Good question. I was asking someone in the teaching fraternity, I think it was last week, you know, and they have still not heard anything about him. And, you know, it seems as if it kind of gone like a 9-day wonder. You know, we know that there was massive search, but everything has basically lulled. We had the principal for Manchester High School, Mr. Jasford Gabriel. We talked to him, and, you know, the team there at Manchester High, both staff and students, they went out and searched for him and so on. But that's a good question, and it's about time we ask the police and indeed everybody to give us an update. What's going on there? Anything, you know?
Okay.
Thanks for bringing reminder. Bring it back to our attention.
We need to know the police need to speak up.
And remember that gentleman that basically murdered. It is alleged that murdered. Was it alleged or he was convicted? I don't remember. No, he wasn't convicted. He was supposed to be going to court. For Dr. Bloomfield, remember that he is still at large as well. We don't know where he is.
But the man who headed the investigation is somewhere in Turks and Caicos.
Yes. He's the commissioner there.
I will not hear nothing about that case.
Huh?
You will not hear anything about that case, about Bloomfield case.
All right. I don't know why you think
Right.
so. I'm hoping we will someday.
Yeah, it is. Look how much years it is going now.
Yeah, man. Time is finite, you know. Time is finite. Time is not infinite. Time continue perpetually.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I just now hear your colleague Zelika. I don't remember which constituency in St. Elizabeth. He said
Northeast. She represent Northeast St. Elizabeth. Zelika Jess,
right.
yes.
The member from Northeast St. Elizabeth said that the Speaker of the House came down and visit only a few JLP area.
Mm-hmm.
And then Delroy Cho came down and only visit a section and give out only to the GLP councillors. So it is a sabotaging going on with, and I'm so disappointed with the government.
Well, I saw a little clip, a little video from MP Zelika Jess talking about it. I gather that she would have basically ventilated that much more, or she had ventilated that much more at the press conference today. I am also anticipating that she will be talking even further in the House of Representatives today, this afternoon.
She poured out in the press conference.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this government is tribal politics they are going on with. And even rather.
I don't know, because why would this be happening? Something just not matching, something just not adding up. What is really happening? Because we're hearing too much of this. I believe that there's time now for a kind of recalibration. The Prime Minister may now have to basically step up, step to the front, and basically call in people and say, what the hell is going on? Because I don't know. Hold on. Let me say this. And I know that I may come under some questioning for it. But let me say this. And I'm saying it from the point of view that this is how I would expect a prime minister to operate, whether it is from the People's National Party or the Jamaica Labour Party, should be all encompassed. And that is how he should be directing his charge. And if you're getting so many complaints that this is not happening, then it is time for the Prime Minister to step in and ask some questions to say, what is going on? You know?
No. You'll never get that, Sir Conrad. The Prime Minister give his directive.
Well, I don't know. I don't know, sir.
I come, it is my view. Remember when he have 49 in the House? He give out to all MP massive amount of money to allocation of money for their each member of parliament. None was given to the councillors because the PMP have the majority councillors, and at that time PMP was a 14 member of parliament.
But at that time, at that time, and I could, not that I support, but I understand. I could say, listen, it was coming up to, coming up to an election, and the Prime Minister would basically say, listen, we're going to give all MP X amount because he had 49 there. And even some of the things that should have gone through the council, they did not go. He run them through the MP. And let's be honest. One could understand that, because you could say, well, it was coming up to the election and so on, and politicians will seek to gain one-upmanship. We just had an election, and it's a disaster that we're in. So I don't expect these things. You see, I have to cut it.
Trend.
Yes. Go ahead, sir.
You're bypassing the councillor. You're bypassing the member of parliament. Zelika is talking about you. If you come into, if the justice minister is coming to the constituency, they're supposed to notify the member of parliament.
Yeah, I'm a little
None
bit.
of that
I'm a little
take
bit
place.
disappointed with Uncle Delroy. I wonder if it's because just basically take the baton
Even
and
the
run with
Speaker
it
of the
so
House.
hard and asking tough questioning justice. So
Hey,
Delroy gone
Sir
down
Conrad,
there.
before I go,
Mhm.
why the Speaker of the House not go Central Manchester? You think she'd have go there?
I think she'll go. I don't know. Maybe she'll go anywhere. No, all right, country.
Leave it at
You're
that.
not going to give no trouble here
Have
today.
a good
The
day,
Speaker
sir.
of the House will go anywhere. This is Jamaica. All right. Boy, my callers are the best. All right. The numbers are 876-212-9824. People, I'm gathering, reading between the line of countries coming there just now. 876-212-9824. 876-462-0919. Those are the numbers. We are able to take a couple more calls before we go to close the play. It's now 10 minutes going up to 12 o'clock right here and the 93 with yours truly, Conrad O'Brien, the fireman. The fireman burns. All right. It's your program, your mid-morning number one fix. And indeed, we broadcast from right here and the campus of UWI, the premier learning institution right here in the Caribbean. So this article, I am quite intrigued by it, because I think it's a good proposal. And whenever we see proposals that make sense, we try to give it as much legs as possible. Talking about the proposal from the Parent Teachers Association, All Island Parent Teachers Association President, Mr. Jacobs, where he is basically floating the idea that we should have field schools as we are having field hospitals, because and he said that, this is not just for the students who are doing exams, the 10, 11, 12, and 13 graders, but it is certainly to bring in the 7th and 9th grade, as he is saying, and also didn't say 8th grade, but 10, all the grades would be important to be in. And he talked about there in regard to the secondary schools, but certainly I believe that the similar idea would be true for the those who are at the cohort of the primary level. So let's see if those will basically put into being. We expect to get a sort of buy-in from the Minister of Education, Dr. Dixon. Let's see if she will weigh in on that and how will that pans out. The conversation still continue as it relates to what people are describing as the missed opportunity of our senior football team, the Reggae Boys, in qualifying for the World Cup so far. There's still an outside window there that will come sometime in Q1 of next year. That's the first quarter of next year. We continue to hope that we will get there and we will have some amount of joy there. Speed, the man at the Cavaliers, man, and he's the brother of former JTA president Noel Speed. Gather he is the interim coach there. We're hoping that he will get the requisite support from the players, and indeed the JFF will get the support from the corporate bodies here in Jamaica. Talking about JTA, I want to say a very, very, very big congratulations to somebody that I dubbed as one of the, more formidable JTA president. I'm talking about one Georgia War Richards. She had recently completed her PhD. So she is now Dr. Georgia. All right. So I must congratulate her in a big way. And indeed, she is such a hard worker, one that I believe that the country of Jamaica have benefited so far in a great way from her hard working within the education sector. So to all the Jamaica Teachers Association aggregation from the
from the Secretary General to the ground staff, I want to hail you all in a big way this morning. All right. And talking about that, there are so many teachers who are suffering as a result of this Hurricane Melissa as well. And, you know, they have to be basically wade in the water because, you know, they have their own situation to deal with while they have their students, you know, their pupils to basically deal with as well. So can you imagine the kind of basically walking between the raindrops, as it were, in order to basically keep going? All right. So it's that sort of scenario. And there are massive celebration because what's her name? Bonnie Shaw, she is back in the Reggae Girls aggregation, you know, just in time for the female World Cup qualification. And indeed, it is a joy to have her back off in the squad after about 1 year, a 1 year hiatus or so because of injury and other things. Of course, you know that she's one of the most prolific female footballer in not just in the Caribbean, but indeed the world. You know, she's indeed one of the top goal scorers. So want to wish them all the very, very best. It's our friends over there at Portland Spice. All is well. All right. It's now 5 minutes going up to the 12 o'clock hour. And, you know, after I'm concluded here, you will be treated to a lovely interlude of music. So we are imploring you to stick and stay with us right here and the 93 FM as we continue to build out quality programming for your listening pleasure. All right. So Ricketts Confidence of Coley. Yes, of course, confident Coley will be on board. All right. And Bonnie back in action. That's Bonnie Shaw. She is back in action for the final squad of the Reggae Girls. So want to wish them very, very well, all the very best. And indeed, there's another set of sports persons in Jamaica that continue to do heavy work for us, you know, and it's always said that they have not gotten this kind of support that they are needed. I think in recent years, they have gotten, you know, some amount of support, but they have always been struggling, treated as a kind of third, poor cousins. And I'm talking about the Sunshine Girls, the netballers here in Jamaica. But, you know, all of those things, it's a mix. We talk about everything in this program, you know, so you'll get this kind of thing from me. Also, we're looking at things internationally, and it seems as if Donald J. Trump is in a spot of bother over there in the United States of America as this Epstein case continue to throw up a lot of things, you know, and it seems as if it may have implication for a whole range of people. And we are also watching the ICE operation over there in the United States, where there has been some amount of pushback because we saw where people who are have legal status to be in the United States, they have been carted off to include citizens and indeed various governors and mayors and just the people generally of the United States. They are coming out. As a matter of fact, they started a protest just last Saturday. I saw it groundswell, you know, to impeach Donald Trump and asking for his removal. How will that groundswell mushroom into basically get rid of the 48th president of the United States, Donald J. Trump? That is something that is left to be seen. But right here, as we close out on the rock here in Jamaica, we are hearing where, you know, the politics is raising its head, partisan politics, and the distribution and whatever not taking place fairly. We don't know. We understand, we're hearing that, and we're hoping that the chief servant, the prime minister,
will step in and take full control and basically set the tone so we kill this once and for all. And let me say thanks to my guest this morning, Mr. Noel Butch Arscott, former Minister of Local Government, former MP down there in Southwest Clarendon, and to all my viewers and listeners. And